Second part of when you a bad boy for the deer and he became obsessed with you. taehyungff, author point of view. You felt yourself, but more than that, his burning eyes were scaring you. Duh. His name Jan, he demanded, while you were a sobbing mess under that merciless soul. Jan, move away. Duh. Don't test my patience, Jan. Now you were regretting for telling the lie because you had no name as you had no boyfriend. Duh. Is he the one who was very touchy to you that day? You didn't understand. That blonde guy, John David. You mumbled his name and a weight lifted from you as he backed away. Duh. David. Yelling his name, he approached the door and you followed him. Before you could reach him, he shut the door. You tried to open it, but he locked it from the other side. Yan, Taehyung, open the door. Don't hurt him. There is nothing between us. Your hands started hurting because of hitting them on the door, but nobody opened it. Open it. All your energy drained out, and you sat down near the bed. Soon you drifted to sleep on the cold floor, waiting for Taehyung. Taehyung was sitting in his office when Jimin barged in. Jimin, why are you doing this? Duh, not now. Jimin, why are you after that David? Duh, he dared to get near my Yan. He will be punished. Jimin, first you forced her, and now you are determined to hurt her friends. Duh, I am not forcing her. She loves me. Jimin, ridiculous. The scene she created last night, it was obvious that she hates you. Taehyung was getting angry, but Jimin didn't care. Jimin, where is she now? That question drenched the blood from Taehyung's face. Oh no. Leaving his seat, he ran outside the office. Jimin, hey, what happened? But he didn't stop. After reaching to his home, he unlocked the door of the room where you were locked all night. He saw you on the floor with closed eyes. Jan. The pain and fear in his voice was noticeable. Running to you, he patted your face. Then he put you on the bed and covered you with the comforter. Jan, open your eyes, please. You were burning in fever. He called the doctor. Da, what did I do? He hugged you to keep you warm. Your eyelids moved a little and your lips mumbled against. I am sorry, really sorry, Jan, but I love you so much. He tried to hide you in himself. It took 15 minutes to doctor to come. After giving medicine, she left. Then he prepared breakfast for you. Wake up, Jan. With efforts, you opened your eyes. He helped you to sit up as you were too weak. Let me. He brought the spoon of soup near your mouth, but you pushed his hand away and the liquid spilled on the mattress. Jan, what you did to David. Hearing that name, his blood boiled, but he controlled. Da, you need to eat something, Jan, he said with a forced smile. Jan, I only need to leave. You stepped down, but he held your wrist, and in the process, soup fell over his hand. He closed his eyes as his skin turned. I am sorry. Oh no, you should put something on it. Opening the drawers, you looked for ointment. You found it in his cupboard, and when you turned around, he was standing very close to you. This is confusing. If you hate me, then why you care for me? His deep voice and close proximity made your knees more weak. Jan, let me put this. He snatched the medicine from your hand and threw it away. Da, why don't you accept it that you like me? Jan, we can talk about that later. First, treat your hand. You tried to hold his hand, but he stepped away. Taehyung, leave. What? You wanted to leave? So go now. You stood dumbfounded, unable to understand your own heart. You took slow steps towards the door and turned towards him, but he was standing unfazed of his pain and your presence. With heavy heart, you left. For the next few days, Taehyung didn't contact you. It was annoying that you were waiting for him. David, you should report him. How could he locked you all night there? Sitting in the cafe, you told everything to David. Jan, I don't want to get into a bigger trouble, but where did he vanish? David, why do you care? You should be happy. The way he narrowed his eyes at you made you blush. Jan, I was just whatever, maybe because I told him that I have a boyfriend. David, you have a boyfriend? Jan, not really, but I lied to him. David, and who is that fake boyfriend? Jan, I didn't give any name, but he thinks that is you. You missed emotions in his eyes. David, I see. You looked at him when he put his hand at yours. David, should we make him believe his assumptions? You gave him a confused look and he, on the top of your hand. Due to some weird feelings, you looked towards your left and saw a stoic face Taehyung there. Ta, your lips mumbled his name, and when his eyes drifted to your hand in David's, you pulled back. With fiercely beating heart, you left your chair, and Taehyung strode to David. Taehyung punched David and he fell on the floor. Jan, David! You ran to him, but Taehyung held your wrist and pulled to himself. Jan, why are you so wild? Do you even have any emotions? With teary eyes and red face, you bursted. His jaws tightened. How dared he to touch you? The jealousy in his eyes sent a revealing feeling to your heart, but you cannot let him go without realizing his mistake of forcing you. Jan, leave me before you left more marks on me. Your cold tone hurt him and he left your hand. Out of the blue, David punched him. David, stay away from her. Your eyes widened when Taehyung pulled out his gun. No. Getting closer to Taehyung, you put your hands. Jan, please don't, Taehyung. He gritted his teeth, looking into your eyes. Jan, please. His grip tightened on the weapon. Then he started dragging you outside the cafe, and you didn't stop him. David tried to follow you, but Taehyung's guard stopped him. In the whole ride, both of you didn't say a word. Reaching to his office, you whispered, "What do you want?" He gulped down a whole glass of water and then came closer to you. Ta, I only want you, Jean. Holding your waist, he made you sit on the table. Ta, you are the first ever girl in my life. The way you make me feel is very special, and only you can do that. Your cheeks burned. Ta, why can't you just like me? You are way too aggressive. Ta, I will control that. Jan, you forced me. Ta, I am sorry for that and I promise it will never happen again. Jan, and your obsession scares me. Ta, I am really a bad guy. Don't be afraid of me. That can't even be the last thing I would want from you, Jan. And what about the way you acted today? David is not my boyfriend. I know. You know? Then why you? Hey, I cannot tolerate that someone else touched you that way. He is my friend. But he was young. You are again getting aggressive. Okay, fine. I guess I need to work on many things. Exactly. Then will you help me? Let's work on this, please. I think, yeah. And he pulled you to himself. Thank you. He put at your forehead and at your nose. You gave in and responded. You were feeling the moment, but you pulled out. What happened? Yawn. You, with red face, you pushed him away. He laughed at your reaction. What will happen when you will take it in? Shut up. Stepping down from the table, you ran from his office. Da, I love you. You and your friends gathered at the club. Out of the blue, David was on his knees in front of you. Sean, David, will you be my girlfriend, Jan? Everyone cheered him as they didn't know about Taehyung yet, but David did put you in a tight spot. I want to change our friendship into a relationship. Please give me a chance. Jan, David, I never thought about you like this. Please don't. Then do you love that Taehyung? At that moment you realized that he was, and others gasped at that revelation. You are not in your senses. We will talk later. Entering Taehyung's home, you were feeling uneasy. Relax, Young. It's not like you did something wrong. You immediately called Taehyung, but he cut the call, saying that he is doing something important. Now you were more anxious. After an hour, your phone rang. That was Alan. Jan, did you hear it? Jan, what? Her worried tone speed up your heartbeat. Alan, someone barged in the club. He and then kidnapped him. Jan, what are you saying? Why would someone? She was telling you something else. When the door opened and Taehyung stepped in, the phone slipped from your hand when you saw his clothes drenched in blood. He died. Shani, his deep voice sent down a shiver through your spine. You didn't even want to think that he was behind this. But all that blood? Jan, no, this can't be. You stepped back and lines appeared at his forehead, seeing you moving away from him. To be continued. Really sorry for the late update, but I will try to upload next part soon. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and healthy. Love you, Ami.